Cool.
Shut up. What's going on, folks? King of the Dead back, and Leo the Madman's here with me. We're with another. I'm already stuttering. Leo, I'm already stuttering. Oh my god.
Well,
We're with another
I
Invincible
mean,
review. Invincible season 3, episode 6, titled "All I Can Say Is I'm Sorry," with a lovely Aaron Paul as our main man, Powerplex. Let's just get into it. It's interesting that all Powerplex had to do was go with his sister and niece, and he'd be dead too. But he chose to not, and now he has to live with the survivor's guilt. And don't be wrong, Powerplex is insane, but it is interesting that one decision, that quick decision, changed so much of his life.
I honestly like Powerplex's his wife. I thought she was gonna be against it, be like, "Oh, you gotta stop this. Oh, we have a son." She was all for it. She's like, "Ah, smacking him
Even
around
in
with a sledgehammer."
She really beat the fuck out of him with that sledgehammer.
Yeah,
Even in the midst of
you
a
get back
fight
out there.
between Powerplex and Invincible, she's like, "I'll save you, man. Get your dirty fucking hands. Don't touch me, Viltrumite. Get your fucking hands off me. Get your fucking hands off me." It's just, that is interesting. That I feel
And what
like,
did they get for it? Fried.
hold on, we'll get to that. I feel like it is interesting that she harbors the exact same hatred for Invincible that Powerplex has, even though he didn't really do anything directly to her, I don't think. Because he wasn't married to her when it happened, am I right? That was a few years ago, and their son is only like not even a year old, right? Am I crazy? I feel like he met her after, although it's not crazy to think someone else probably hated Invincible. But it's interesting he happened to find another woman who hated him so much she's perfectly willing to risk her life to get at him.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Well, what's interesting enough about his powers to me is that he never really runs out. It's just how much he can do what he has, and then stupid people will charge him up more. So he might have ran out of juice in that fight with Invincible at the end, but because Invincible smacked him one good time, it's like, well, back to full. So much, in fact, that he can fry his wife and child without realizing it.
I thought those devices were there to like help him like keep some of the power.
I thought that
Or is that
too,
like to
but
make sure he doesn't burst?
Donald did say they cannot remove it without killing him. So I do think it's his like life support now. It's juicing his body. I also love the fact that we don't get an explanation as to where the fuck these powers come from. He just had them. By the way, no one else has these powers. Why was the government working on little discs that enhance these specific powers that only he has?
Yeah, you are correct.
Like, why were they doing that? Who were those for? I just didn't understand. By the way, as far as the whole, we can't remove them without killing them. Why? They don't appear to be in any vital spots. Why?
He killed his wife and daughter, or wife and son. Just rip them out.
Just take them out.
Just do it.
I don't mean just kill him. I'm just saying, like, one's in his back, all right. One's in his shoulders, his stomach. These are not that vital. I'm just confused as to what happens if you take one and he'll just and just limp over like a fucking villager you just hit with a sword. I don't get it. Why the fuck?
It's connected to the bullshit that is keeping him alive.
What? He was alive before. If you told me his life was in danger and these things saved him, I'll give it to you. But he was perfectly the fuck normal.
I think how his powers work, the electricity going like charging up in his like nervous system. I think the discs have replaced some of those vital nerves. I don't fucking know. I'm done. I give up.
Fair enough. And now, okay, we're done with his powers. Move from his powers. As far as his character, I hate the guy, and I want to respect, because I understand the story-wise why they chose to introduce him directly after the Mark and Cecil thing. It's because his story does have parallels with what's going on with Mark. The same way Mark's like, I demand you put this specific villain that harmed me specifically in prison. It's same way with what's his name? Powerplex. I'm sure other heroes have died, other people have died in the process of heroes fighting villains. But because you got affected specifically by this one, and you're not Mark, you don't have the power to just bust into the fucking Pentagon. And fucking say, I demand that Mark get arrested, Invincible get arrested. He doesn't have that power that Mark has, so he has to do this as far as he knew the right way. I'm just confused as to where I lose this character's motivations is he's trying to get like a trial. Like he's trying to be like, if Invincible's innocent, if he's really just fighting his dad, then take him to court, take him to trial. And you're not. I'll give it to you, Powerplex. You're not asking for a lot, but if everyone around you is telling you he was just fighting his dad, What do you believe is going to happen in a court of law? If you believe Invincible is an absolute monster, if he's a maniac and he was just choosing to kill people in the process of fighting his dad, he's like, Dad, hold me in front of this train right now. I want to tear through him. Hold me up. Like, if you believe that's what happened, why do you believe a court of law
Just,
will help you?
I just imagine they rule in Invincible's favor. He's like, "Oh, you're free to go," and he's just like, "No,
No! No! In court,
no, no, no,
he's
no."
just fucking losing it. Rolling
He
on the
falls to the
floor,
ground and starts rolling
foaming
on
on
the
the
floor.
mouth.
His wife is like, get up, let me hit you with a hammer, and we'll beat him."
His wife just starts hitting him with a sledgehammer.
She just starts going. She runs over to him and starts kicking him into
Like
the
fucking
side.
Ramona Flowers. Scott Flowers, she just pulls it out of her purse. And she just starts hitting him. In the middle of court. And she just starts wailing on him. With a fucking sledgehammer. That's all she did.
They're trying to get her. They're trying to get her off him, and he's like, "No, I want this. This is what I want."
Don't touch my wife. And he
This
like
is what I
fries the guards and she just goes back to hitting them.
He's like, "No, I didn't mean to do that. You saw that he was gonna hurt my wife." Zap, zap, zap.
God damn it. My fucking face hurts.
No.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, give me a
Think
minute.
about that for the rest of the year,
Give me a
dog.
minute. Let me calm down.
Oh
It's
my
just
god.
like I respect that he wants Invincible to be brought to a court of law and tried. It's just you okay, like Eve says it himself, he needs a therapist, not a fight. He's clearly mentally unwell. But in this mental unwellness, you managed to convince it went from, well, Invincible is innocent, he should face a court of law, to he did it, he killed my niece and nephew. But I feel like I'm watching you ignore signs that are very like pivotal. You know it was his dad. Everyone in the midst is telling you Omni Man lost his mind and Invincible fought him. Now you still believe that even if that's the case, y'all are so fucking strong, you should be held accountable. But you won't even stop to ask yourself why. Instead of asking yourself why he should be held accountable, you just move right into you killed them. Like you're not right in the head. Like it's just not like you started off with I understand your plight, but then it switches. It like in Batman v Superman when Bruce watches what Superman versus Zod does to regular civilians, he's like, this is why we can't have people that strong around in our world because one good tantrum, and that's what will happen to us. The Powerplex switches from he should be held to a court of law just to be tried. Just to, if he's innocent, it shouldn't be a problem. To you did it. Like we don't really see the transition into that insanity. That's I guess that's my one complaint. You don't really see him transition into that craziness. It just sort of happens.
Give me a second. I'm still thinking about her slitting him with the sledgehammer.
Stop it.
Okay. The one thing I did like with his powers is like, he might be an idiot and doesn't know how to go about it, but he does understand his powers. Well, he does, but doesn't. I think he forgets about him sometimes because when they were taking him in the van, and then he got like they hit a bump and he
Yeah, he started thumping his head.
fell on his nuts. And then he's like, "Oh wait, I can. That's right, I have powers," and starts banging his head against the.
Which is
van.
interesting to me.
Like,
We never really see him get really hurt. Is he indestructible?
that's what I was thinking when he jumped off the fucking building.
Because Invincible really hit him, and we saw blood spill out, sure, but he also just tanked a hit from Invincible and was perfectly fucking fine. Like that also
I hope
happened.
he comes back.
So I just question, like, what can you take? You're eating hits from your wife. Your wife who's putting her fucking back into them sledgehammer hits. Like, you're eating that. And then you jump off a building and you're fine. You're taking hits from Shapesmith and Adam Eve and you're fine. You ate a hit from Invincible and you're fine. Are you Are you fucking Brit? Are you fucking indestructible?
Oh my god! I'm not
Also, one last note as far as Powerplex. We move on to something else.
Okay.
When Donald showed Invincible the footage of Powerplex being like, Invincible, I tried it my way, now I'm trying it your way. I've got this wife and child. Ooh. Could they not find very clear indicative evidence that that is his wife and child?
What?
Like, this is the GOA or the GDA or whatever they call it. Y'all know who this is. I don't remember his real name, but y'all got his real name. Y'all know what he was doing. Y'all know which family members he lost in the fight between Oliver and Oliver. Mark and Omni Man. Y'all can't tell that's his wife and child.
Nah, man, through a news camera, all victims look the same.
What?
I don't know the word for it. The people that get kidnapped.
The damsels in distress.
Yeah, whatever.
They all look the same to you. Is that it?
Yeah, to the camera, yeah, to the news camera.
Ah, fair.
When you look, if you were there and you saw it, you was like, wait a minute, is that his wife? But since you're seeing it through a news camera,
Specifically, it
camouflages it.
distorted her face and the child's face. We're like, I wonder who that weird damsel.
Almost.
I wonder who that very clear white woman with dark black hair, clearly close to Powerplex, is. When we have no kidnaps reported in any given moment. I wonder who that is.
Okay, before we move on, I'm almost certain if she would have gotten untied, she would have had the sledgehammer behind that window. Anyway, I want to talk about Oliver for a second.
She would have just, you're all right, ma'am. You're safe. I got you. Boom! She just cracks it with the sledgehammer.
Even better, even better. She like lifts it, and he's like, "Wait, no!" And she turns
Huh?
to her husband and starts whacking.
She runs clean past him.
Mike's like, "What's happening? What's going on? Why are you beating him?
Whacking him.
Why are you beating him with the sledgehammer?"
Mark ever so confused as what the fuck is happening in front of him. There's a woman just beating him. Oh man, it's so good. Oh, it's good. It's
Okay,
so
let's
fucking funny. All right, moving
talk
on.
about
We gotta talk
Oliver.
about. Okay, last note on as far as Powerplex. Shit. I feel like a media that's lost nowadays with television, movies still have it. As far as television, a media that's lost is not just making a movie and cutting it up into 6 to 9 episodes, but in one episode you have 20 minutes to 30 minutes to maybe 40 minutes to tell an actual plot with a beginning, middle, and end. I feel like a lot of people have lost that nowadays, but this story really introduced a character and gave us gave us fully what he's about, what the tragedy, what motivates him, his journey to fighting Invincible in about 30 minutes. And I really do appreciate that. That really made me fall in love. Again, I read the comics. I know I keep saying it. I know about Powerplex in the comics, but in the comics, that's just a whatever. Like, who cares? But right here, that really made me care about that character. And I really respect that. I think the little moments you add in where we see the moment his sister and niece, why is his sister black, by the way? But his sister and niece died. We see the journey with him and his wife. We see how many times he's trying to get Invincible to pay attention to him, but it's not working. You really feel for this character. And in that last speech where Mark is talking to him in the cell, he's like, "Oh yeah, my sister and niece are dead. My wife and child are dead. Oh, but you feel bad about it? You're gonna
Didn't
think about them now."
didn't he say that she raised him because his mother died? I thought that was the whole
Oh, so they're
connection.
not
that
blood
he's-
related.
Yeah, no, no,
Oh,
no.
okay, that's fair enough. Then that's valid. That's valid. By the way, did you know he's there in that season 3 trailer where Mark is talking to Cecil in the burger place? Him and his sister
Oh.
are the next booth over. And I wonder if he treated guys.
Before she died.
I'm sitting next to Invincible right now, or some shit. I don't know. But yes, I just really appreciate what they've done with this character. They've taken a character that I don't care about and made me care about him, and I think that's a skill that I find very scarce in today's media consumption society. So I do want to say I appreciate that. I think y'all did a good job. I like Powerplex. Now moving on to something else. So a robot had all the money and all the resources in the world working for the Guardians of the Globe, and he got a whole bunch of gobbledygoo, a whole bunch of nothing. And he gets what, 2 to 3 weeks back in the teen team base, and he figured out Monster Girl's problem.
Were you not paying attention? As he was doing that, there was another robot. He didn't have the manpower.
I had to make
do
more.
it.
The moon is watching us.
The moon. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, but I'm not because I'm
ran
all out of crazy pills. When am I
need
getting
more.
paid?
Fucking, I don't understand, like, what is like a time thing? Like, either way, you would have figured out in enough time, because you definitely lost the resources you had to work on Amanda's problem a week ago. But now you figured it out? Like, did you need a challenge or something? Did you need a less advanced lab to get it done? Like, what the fuck?
Hear me out. Hear me out. Build a time machine. Give it to her when she's a grown woman.
What the fuck?
Give the belt to her.
But then
when
she
she's a grown
she
woman.
wouldn't have joined the Guardians.
Fuck the Guardians. I bet,
Fuck,
man, the
fuck the
tears in her
Guardians.
eyes when
Fuck
she found out
Immortal.
that she doesn't have to, she doesn't have anymore.
Oh my
I bet she
god.
would have been
I accidentally
10
hit
times
fucking
happier.
I accidentally hit fucking pause. Somewhere in there, I accidentally hit fucking pause. I don't know when it started. That's gonna bug me.
No,
Don't worry about it. I know
no,
I got at least like 15.
no.
I know I got at least like 15 minutes of footage. Whatever. I'm not even gonna edit it out. Fuck it. I don't care anymore. I own my mistakes. I own my mistakes. Y'all are gonna hear a weird cut in the middle of our conversation. Just know somewhere in the midst of my computer as I was getting my settings right, because we're about to start playing Fortnite after this. By the way, for y'all don't want to go check out Leo's channel, we play Fortnite and Marvel Rivals and shit. So I'm getting my settings right and accidentally hit pause. But whatever. I'm gonna own my
Uh,
mistakes. Moving on.
God, no, no,
Shrinking.
no, you don't understand. Did you get the sledgehammer bit?
Yes, I
That
got
was
all the
the
sledge.
best part of the
Yes, I
video.
got all the sledge him a bit. Shrinking Ray left the team.
Okay. Yeah.
And not only,
God.
again, even the conversation between Shrinking Ray and Rexplode, they're doing so much with these characters. Shrinking Ray is such a big fucking nobody in the comics. And while Rexplode does get his moment eventually, most of the comics he's just a big dick. He's just a fucking asshole. But lowering what these, in like a good conversation, I feel like I didn't think I'd need to hear is that what if I don't want to do this anymore? What if she knows she's fighting on the right side? She knows she's being a hero. She knows the Lizard League needed to go down. But fact of the matter is, she did what she had to do. She helped fight them, and she almost died. And then it's what? You're back now, right back to what you were doing. No, she wants something more out of life than that, and I really do appreciate that. And it's interesting that
That is
Rex
fair.
doesn't. Like, Rex didn't have. While they were both disadvantaged in life, Rex had different disadvantages than her, to where he thinks his only worth is if he's doing something with his powers. Where you can't ask me to just go stop and put up my suit and go work at the fucking supermarket bagging groceries and just do that until I die of old age. Like, you can't ask him to do that. Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't know who he is outside of being a man who's outside of trying to be a hero. He doesn't know who he is, and I think
Yeah.
that's
And
interesting. Go ahead.
I do appreciate how much we get to see him grow because she's like, I'm still gonna leave, and he hugs her and
He's
says,
like,
I know,
yeah, I
instead
know,
of like convincing her to stay and
which he
you
totally
know.
would. Which that it
I think
is.
that's what she was kind of wanting.
It is what it is. But yeah, we'll
Easy,
wrap this
easy.
up because we talked enough. I got some editing to do as far as a sledgehammer bit and shit. But
Wham, wham,
wham,
wham, wham.
wham, wham. What are you doing? She's just hitting him in the back of the head. His powers aren't
Oh
working
god.
anymore. She's just hitting him.
You son of a bitch, why would you add to it? That's funny.
That's so
That's so fucking
funny.
funny.
Yes, we have our marks. And listen, I can talk for a long time about the mark variants. I know a lot. That's one of my.
Whoa,
I think the
whoa,
Invincible War that's about to come up
whoa,
is.
whoa. Remember the spoilers.
Fuck it. At the end of this episode, we got the mark variants. I'm not gonna spoil it, but incoming Invincible War, which is what Angstrom Levi intends to do, what he intends to do with these mark variants. I can talk a lot about why I love Invincible War is my favorite arc in the comics. I can talk a lot about why I love the Invincible War. In fact, we're over 20 minutes now. I gotta wrap this up, but next week prepare for a pretty long episode, guys, because I have a lot to say. Well, not only do I love all these mark variations, we get my favorite Mohawk mark. I fucking love Mohawk mark. I love all that shit. And while it's going to be a while before we get that exact payoff, I am looking greatly forward to what happens there. So, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. Like I said, I enjoyed this episode. Leo, got any last notes to say?
I really like how they were treating the Elephant Man as a warm up, and he's like, "Hey, I'm not a punching bag." That's my last take.
All right. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. I already said that, didn't I? Fucking, I'm rambling. King of the Dead and Leo the Madman signing off till next time.
Just in the video.